And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dasco Effect show here tonight from Las Vegas. Merideth Spriggs will be our special guest tonight. She's a homeless advocate and has a fascinating story, and will also tell us how we can help to fund this homelessness movement here in Las Vegas. Really an interesting story. And then Bart Torres will be here later on with our entertainment update. Bart has a big laundry list, I think, of things going on as it's Memorial Day weekend here in Vegas. This is the busiest weekend of the year. In other words, no comps, no guest lists for clubs, right? Don't call me. All the bros say, do not call me. You're not getting on the list. You can't come in. Don't send people. That's it. You're done. But typically there's about 325, 350,000 people that will be descending on our city here this weekend. The weekend that really ushers in the summer. You think New Year's Eve is big? Not as big. I think people spend a lot more money. You have day clubs and nightclubs open. Pace yourself. In other words, take it easy, stay hydrated, have a good time, but don't overindulge because it's a long day if you're here in Vegas vacationing. And most importantly for this big weekend, you're finally allowed to wear white. Okay? So you can wear the white sneakers, the white pants. Oh, and a lot of you are out of bounds, and I know that you've cheated and you've worn them over the winter, and I've called you out, and I've even posted that on Facebook. No backpacks on the Strip. If you're planning on coming to Las Vegas, no backpacks, no large bags. They started this, I think, New Year's Eve of 16, and now it's definitely a standard here, which is really good news. You know, we've had all these reports. I don't like to talk about just big negative things, but I was frightened today. I saw the report that this is a potential terror city, and ISIS has identified Vegas for now a second time as a city that is on their target list. So if you see anything, it's applicable, really. Pick up the phone. Anything that you see that's out of kilter, pick up the phone. Anything suspicious, and call the authorities. So definitely do that. You know, Vegas is the only city in the world, you know, that people like to extend this week or this weekend. It's a 4-day holiday weekend that Las Vegas people turn into 10 days. Like, I can't reach anyone in town. Yeah, like everyone they're on vacation. You're taking a vacation for 4 days, we'll take a 16-day vacation. So it's been one of those weeks, and a lot of my clients are out of town, so that's pretty good. So they were still able to get a hold of me. Average room rates for this weekend. My good friend Tom Clearwater from Paragon Gaming, Tom was telling me he looked up some averages just in case you're planning on coming here last minute. 5-star hotels from $202 at Aria on the average to $443 at the Cosmopolitan. Treasure Island, $133 for a 4-star hotel, to Caesar's Palace, $239. And those really are not bad room rates for this weekend. Many of you are going to be going out to the lake this weekend. Be careful. Same rules apply. Do not drink, you know, and try to operate a boat out there. You will notice, have you been out there, you know, lately? How are the water levels? I think that they're up a little bit, they say, but not a lot. And we call it the bathtub ring, like that you see around there. And it's still about, it looks like 20, 30 feet from where it should be. If you look up against the rocks, the water levels had been under the decline, and this drought has lasted the better part of almost like 20 years, it seems. I think 17 years is what I was reading about. But the good news is that snowpacks from the Rockies are heading west and then south, flowing from the Colorado River all the way down through the Colorado River Basin, and then from the basin it goes into Lake Mead. So hopefully, you know, things will pick up. They say that, believe it or not, on the rise of about 20 plus feet from a summer ago. So that's good news. That's encouraging there. I also saw some reports this last week. Did you see this? About some talks about the Senate now is talking about draining this. Who comes up with this stuff? They're talking about draining Lake Powell. Like how do you drain Lake Powell into Lake Mead? but that's what they're talking about. And then also decommissioning Glen Canyon Dam, which I've never heard of. I'm just going to be honest with you. So you decommission this dam. Lake Powell, we're going to vacation at Lake Powell. It's no longer there. It's now Lake Mead. Some are arguing that climate change now has been a major factor in leading to evaporation of the water and causing a lot of problems. And they're just starting the discussion, and that's something that we're going to keep up to date with. We'll try to get a guest on here to talk about what's going on at Lake Mead. So that's it for Memorial Day weekend and the like. And we have a special guest with us here tonight. Las Vegas Weekly has called her Hero for the Homeless. And a good friend of ours, Merideth Spriggs, joins us from Caridad Charity. She is the Chief Kindness Officer for this nonprofit organization. So Chief Kindness Officer.
Correct.
And welcome to the show. It's great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here. Tell us about Caridad and the services that you provide, for the city homeless.
Sure. So started the agency back in 2010, started it in San Diego, and initially started it to do socks and underwear and then create awareness and education about fact versus fiction on homeless, and then it has morphed into what it has become today. Today it is outreach, so we're literally on the streets in downtown is our territory. We have a contract with the City of Las Vegas. We have a contract with the Fremont Street Experience to cover under the canopy, and then we get grant funding to go out, and so we do that. It's customer service based, so I actually train the team to use customer service approach. Actually, I teach them to act like they are concierge service for the homeless. Yeah. And so that's outreach. We have SOAR, which is Social Security, Disability, Outreach, Access, and Recovery. So it's helping people get their disability benefits in a shorter time frame. So we help people get their disability benefits. And then also my role in the community is I'm the regional coordinator for the outreach efforts. So I work with all the partners and we try to be more coordinated, and I'm so thankful. Actually, tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Help Southern Nevada is leading the charge. They're going out. We pick twice a month targeted areas, and we get all hands on deck from the different agencies, including the VA, and Metro is also a part of that, what we do, and we try to offer assistance. Basically, if you need help, we got you right now, right here, come with us, or whatever, we'll set up an appointment for a later date. So that's really exciting to be a part of that.
I do a small sweater drive once a year, and I feel like I'm helping the homeless here in Southern Nevada, and then it just pales in comparison to everything that you do. I feel very minuscule, but we can all help out here, and we'll get into that. But during the winter time, I mean, every night I just shudder at feeling that there's this homeless population here in Las Vegas they're homeless, and that people have nowhere to go. And it gets cold here in the desert. Yeah. People might not understand that.
Yeah,
down in the teens and 20s, yes. And
very
I mean,
cold.
It's cold when I get home. It's freezing at home, and you have to turn the heat on. We have extreme cold, but then we also have extreme heat.
Yeah.
So how does the homeless population here in Southern Nevada deal with those two conditions, or is it all one and the same? It's a lot easier, I would imagine, to live through the heat than it would be, in the colder still. Yeah.
It's still tough. And what we have happen in the summertime, which is really unfortunate, and a good thing to give out is water, especially in the summer, is that people that are drinking, it happens all the time, they pass out, they dehydrate, and they don't wake up. So that's a real thing that we deal with. So we try to get water to folks and help them. But we have our shelters, which are great in the winter and in the summer when we have those extreme temperatures. They open up in the daytime because normally they would be closed. Yeah. They open up so people can hang out and have a safe place to sit and stay, so they're out of the elements.
So you were quoted saying there's 30,000 homeless people per night. Up to 30,000, thereabouts, in our city.
That is actually a multiplier, and I'm horrible with numbers. I should know this. I'm also in charge of community engagement for the collaborative group of agencies, and I co-lead that with Nevada Homeless Alliance. But unfortunately, my counterpart is better at stats than I am. But I know it's actually less than that. That is a multiplier that we use to estimate the hidden homeless. And I think.
So what do you mean? What do you mean by hidden homeless?
So these are people that are couch surfing that might only be for one night and then they're out, or maybe just passing through town. So that's a guess of what we have. And then what I know from being in the streets, and like I said, this collaborative outreach that we do, it might seem like we've seen more, and I would argue that our homeless problem isn't getting worse, that it's actually getting better. And the only reason I say that is because as we're going to do these targeted outreaches and we're going out into the desert and we're going out, to Laughlin and different places, we're not encountering that many new people. We're seeing folks that are already in the system or have been utilizing services. The saddest thing that people don't think about is we're actually seeing an uptick in homeless families and unaccompanied youth. We have one of the fastest growing homeless youth population and youth with families. So that breaks my heart.
Yeah, that definitely does. And when I've traveled to other big cities, Portland and Seattle come to mind, where the homeless population is so young. And it's sad. It's just a sad statement. But you're saying that's on the rise here as well.
It's sad, yeah. And we have Help Us Southern Nevada and Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. Those are two great providers. And we have Southern Nevada Children First, helps the families, the youth with families.
Wow.
So we're lucky we have some really great providers that help our families.
So tell us about, this is a holiday weekend here. Do you see more homelessness, or, like people, because it's a transient town, does the population grow like the city would grow, like on a balloon on a given weekend like that?
Not necessarily. Well, we might see some first timers that maybe got stranded. I do get those calls sometimes.
They get stranded here.
Got out of jail, their friends left, whatever. They got no wallet, they got no whatever, and they're stuck.
And so they'll reach out to you.
They'll reach out to us because we're on an information card that the city gives everybody. So they'll get handed our number because the jail releases downtown. So they'll get our info and they'll call us. So that happens quite commonly. So we get some of those. And we try to reconnect them with family members or somebody back home. But no, I don't think that there's an uptick. If anything, we see an uptick just at the end of every month because people's disability checks or whatever they have going on is run out. And so they're back out on the streets again at the end of the month.
And so you guys pretty much are the conduit, the connector to help out the homeless and direct them to agencies, right?
Absolutely,
And let them
yeah.
know what they might be entitled to, how
Yeah.
you can help them, what you can do, what you can offer.
That's what I say. We're like a concierge service for the homeless.
Yeah.
So, and with that elevated level of service, we're always looking for creative ways how we can give great customer service to our clients. And for example, we just partnered with Lyft. I'm really excited about that.
So what does that partnership look like?
So for us, for SOAR, our people are trying to go to disability appointments and whatever. It's a real problem to get to appointments. And what we found, we were giving out bus passes, but people weren't always making it to their appointments, so they're getting their bus passes stolen, or they just forget. A month out, they might forget. So we partnered with Lyft. If you use our code, CARIDAD, CARIDAD, you get a $20 credit, and they give us $20.
Very cool.
But so we were the first homeless agency in the country to do this. So literally we can pick people up for their doctor's appointment, and we can't go with them, it's their choice, but pick them up, and that way we know that they got there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we also are using RTC, the ride sharing bikes. We're the first and only agency in town doing that, and we use the bikes for our staff, and that also makes it so they can hop kind of within our footprint really quickly. If they need to go to a need, they just get a bike, hop on, and go to where the need is.
So you have a pass to go wherever on those bikes, and I saw they reached like some milestone recently, right?
We're
That's
actually
really
the
doing
top
well.
user. We're the top user.
You are.
Yeah, we have the most miles on the RTC bike sharing. I'm kind of proud
So
of our
you're in
boys.
shape.
Yeah.
Do most of the homeless people here in Southern Nevada come from other places, or are they from here?
I would say it's a mixture. And again, you're asking me numbers, and I stink at
No,
numbers.
not numbers.
I should have had this.
Just generalization.
I would say in general, and this is across the country, we know this to be true according to the numbers, that people are homeless in the community that they most recently resided in. So most of the folks that are out on the streets lived here, or they had a job here, or something they had going on, and then whatever happened where they lost their safety net, and so now they're out on the streets. And that's everywhere, because places like Alaska wouldn't have homeless if they were coming somewhere, for the weather. So homeless is everywhere, and homeless are from your community.
Yeah, I was up in Salt Lake City not too long ago, and they provide excellent help and shelters for the homeless, but the homeless would still stay outside of these huge buildings, these towers like that had a lot of money and business, and they would sleep outside overnight, and they would make a lot of money by being there out in the cold, but they wouldn't stay in the shelters. How difficult, and you yourself, in 2008, you were homeless.
Yeah.
Like, how difficult is it to get out of being homeless?
Well, I was fortunate because I had family. There was some things happened, a lot of things happened, but I lost my job in '08, and my safety nets fell apart. So I didn't have anybody, and I really struggled. I worked 2 jobs. I was in San Diego and just couldn't
What
make
type of
ends meet.
jobs did you work?
Well, at the end of the day, I have very specialized degrees. So I have a master's in divinity, and I'd been a youth pastor, and I was working at a Christian university. So in the Christian world, I look great on paper, but in the real world, when the economy tanked, nobody cared what degrees I had because it looked like I had only done church work, and that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So I got no skills. So I worked in retail, and I worked at a coffee shop for a year, and I applied about 10 to 15 jobs a week I applied for. And a year to the day that I lost my job, I got the call from the San Diego Rescue Mission offering me a job.
Wow.
And yeah, really, really cool.
So that's the first time. So you were homeless, and then you said to yourself, I'm going to help out. My mission now in life is to help out people that are in that same predicament.
Yeah.
And that's how that unfolded?
Yeah. Well, and I had been volunteering, and I volunteered at the Salvation Army. I did the food, and then that's where I really saw the need for socks and underwear. But then when I was homeless, I would often sit with my friends in front of the public library, and feeding groups would come by to feed us. And I have a gluten allergy, so I can't eat bread. And I can't tell you how many times people tried to give me, sorry guys, but their crappy sandwich. No thank you, no thank you. And one guy was really quite nasty about it. And I remember my buddy sitting next to me on his sleeping bag, and he said, just say thank you and God bless you. That's really all they want. He's like, it's not about us and what we want. And this is like, mind you, the 7th feeder of the night. He said, they're just doing it to make themselves feel better. And that was kind of an aha moment for me. And I thought, if I ever make it out of this, I am going to take up this and advocate and create education and awareness about this.
You find that a lot of people on the streets that are homeless are educated, have college degrees, or they're all from all different walks of life.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's just like the regular population. You got everything out there. Yeah, but I mean, I had a guy that I helped get cleaned up. He's a wonderful success story, David Sweetland. I brag on him all the time. But he had dual master's degrees. And he's fantastic. He's teaching adult education now. He's wonderful, 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 but was an alcoholic that was feeble with his wheelchair and just sat out there, and he was a disaster. Nobody took the time to ask, but I thought, my goodness, let's get this guy cleaned up and get him on his way.
And you feel great, giving back.
Well, some days. Some
Yeah.
days I'm really frustrated. That's what I hear people say all the time. They
Are you
feel
frustrated about the system of trying to help
the
these people?
broken system.
Yeah.
And then we have, our mental health system is very, very broken. It's a mess. But the fact that we give people a choice, which I understand free will, that's fine. But these are people that the courts wouldn't hold up. Like legally, they wouldn't be legally, mentally competent to stand trial in court. But yet we let them choose life safety choices. If these were children, if we had 30,000 babies on the street, we would fix it and we'd find a solution tomorrow. So it just baffles me that we are letting these people make their own decisions.
Now, I saw a picture of you. Were you helping to gather the census and going out and counting the homeless population at one point?
Yeah, we do the government census.
So where do these tunnels that we see in all these reports, where did those exist
Everybody
in our
loves
city?
to talk about the tunnels.
Why?
Because it's
They're
sexy
fascinating.
and exciting.
Well,
yeah.
it's just
the people into the city.
To me though, some of these folks who are homeless have set up houses
Oh
underneath
yeah,
the
with electric.
tunnels.
We've found them with cable in them before. Yeah.
With cable?
Yeah, they got them wired down there. One that we went into, they had a whole setup.
No way.
No joke. Hey, Summerlin people, they're out in your tunnels too. We actually went to one, and I joked because they had a Persian rug in the one in Summerlin. I'm like, of course the Summerlin tunnels has a Persian rug in the tunnels.
What do they have? But you visited tunnels all over southern Nevada?
Yep, and I can't take credit for that. I do that with help. They are the go-to. They are out there every week in the tunnels and checking on people. And one thing that we had this past year was we had a bunch of deaths. The very first rain took us by surprise. Help goes out every time we get a rain warning, they go out into the tunnels and they warn the people.
So they go out in advance. I was wondering
go
how
out in
they would be
advance.
notified with no means, no phones, no.
Some of them have
Social
phones down
media.
there. Some of them have phones. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
But how do they pay for the phones?
Well, so they call them Obama phones, but they're government phones. You have to make a certain income or under a certain income, and you have to have food stamps also. So most people are zero income, and you have to have ID, and then they get that. It's not very many minutes though. But still, it's a lifeline, and a lot of the clients, I encourage them to get that so they can keep in touch with us. But the tunnels, we've actually seen a decrease over the years, so far less people. What we're seeing though is people that have severe substance abuse issues, and there is an uptick. I don't know if you've heard this, but an uptick in heroin usage in
Massive.
our community,
Yeah.
and we've had a huge outbreak.
It's
in,
everywhere. It's widespread.
HIV, and Hep C. So the health district has really stepped up. They're wonderful, and they have a needle exchange program. And so they're going out with help tomorrow to go offer clean needles to people and teach people how to properly dispose of them, give them sharps containers. So it's a problem, and you guys need to be careful out there because there really are. We're seeing IV drug users in every neighborhood in this town now. I've never seen it so bad as it is right now.
That's really hardcore.
Yeah.
That's tough, and that's real talk. Just that really exists and continues to grow.
Well, and
unfortunately.
we're trying to educate. Again, I keep giving them a shout out, but Help Us Southern Nevada is wonderful.
Yeah.
They are partnering with the health district, and we're teaching and talking about taking away the stigma and the mentality of junkies. These are people with serious addiction issues that need our help, and they are costing us as taxpayers money because they are not on health insurance. They are going to the jails, and then even the mess that they make and the cleanup that it costs the city, it costs you guys money. You guys are paying for these people and you don't even realize it. So to be proactive and help them costs less.
After you were homeless, how much does this impact you on a daily basis? Like, you don't want to go back, to being homeless. Like,
No.
what goes through your mind now on a daily basis? Because obviously you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It made you who you are, which is unfortunate yet a blessing, right? If you think about it in that manner. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
So I definitely, it makes me more motivated. And I think that's why I insist on the customer service, because I've been screamed at and mistreated by service providers. But also, it's why I won't give up. It's my determination. It's what keeps me going every day, is we got to end this. We got to do better. And if I can be the mouthpiece and if I can reach a different audience, then that's what I want to do. I want to try to reach the people who never cared about homelessness and help them understand why this is a community problem, and we need the community to come together to create a solution.
Caridad, why that name? And then tell us how we can help out as a community here in Las Vegas, how we can help you out, where to donate, all that.
It's actually Caridad. I am horrible at Spanish, so Spanish speakers, I apologize. I am a brown girl, but my Spanish stinks.
It sounds okay. That was good.
But so it just means charity or kindness.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I couldn't think of a name, so that's why I called it. So it's
You came up with that name.
Charity.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Kindness and love.
That's
So,
awesome. And then what can we do to help out? Do you guys accept donations? I thought I saw something where you could donate by the month to help out.
Absolutely,
And
we love that.
Yeah. What else do you need?
So you can sign up on the website. It's www, and it's Caridad, so CARIDAD, the word charity, caridadcharity.com. And you can sign up to be a monthly giver. That is really valuable to us, because what we're trying to do is not be dependent on our government funding. We want to have the local community support, but then also you can sign up to volunteer on there, especially as the days are getting hotter. We encourage folks to go out with us. We pass out water to our clients. You're welcome to sign up for a time slot. I've got teams under the Fremont Street Experience from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then they also kind of cover some territory within the downtown area. So it's safe, it's vetted. We prefer, if you want to go do stuff, you do it with us, because we know our people. We know what's going on. I would hate, and it does sometimes happen, for anything bad to happen or people to get taken advantage of or robbed when they're trying to do a good thing. So I highly encourage you, if you want, come out, sign up, and walk with us.
Tony Shea from Zappos has been instrumental in the success and getting things off the ground with Caridad.
Yep. So a friend of mine introduced me to Tony. He liked my idea. I was introduced to the Downtown Project and actually pitched my idea to do homeless sensitivity training to the Downtown Rangers and to the Zappos security teams. And they said, you know what, that's a great idea. Why don't we just hire you? So they created a space for me at the Downtown Rangers. And so I was the first ever, and to my knowledge, still the only one, that was privately funded homeless outreach worker. So that was pretty innovative for them. So I'm forever grateful for that. But that's really how I started cutting my teeth here in Las Vegas. Got in, was blessed at the time. It was when everything was fresh and going. It was 14 with the Downtown Project, so everything was just fresh and new. And so I got to invite the other agencies to come in. We'd do dinners, we'd do all sorts of fun stuff. So got to kind of love on the people that have been really working hard here and have definitely laid the groundwork for what I'm doing. And then the Downtown Project has a very clear vision of what they want. They want to do their 16 blocks and they want to do it well, but homelessness isn't a 16 block problem. And so as my role within the community and as part of the federal initiative got bigger and bigger, they said, we love you, but this isn't working. And so Tony and the Downtown Project gave me a $40,000 donation to bring the charity here from San Diego. So,
Very
but
cool.
for Tony Shea and the Downtown Project, I would not be here. So I have nothing but good to say, and you will read the press. Don't believe the bad press, because they hired me and they still continue to support me.
No, it's all
So,
good press
yeah,
here.
so I love,
Oh, yeah,
love
absolutely.
them. I know there's lots of
You
things
know,
that
we
were
have
written on
mutual
those.
friends
Yep.
there with the Downtown Project. Before you leave, give us one more success story. I just really like hearing about how you saved someone, or what you did to get someone headed in the right direction. Those are awesome. The one about the guy with he had dual degrees.
Yeah, oh, let me tell you about him. Dave, Mr. Dave, he's my neighbor now.
He's your neighbor now.
Yes, I see him all the time on his bike. So Dave was a hot mess. We tried a bunch to get him into West Care for detox, and things didn't work. We had a game plan. I remember one point, he used to camp actually where Zappos is now, but with the construction he got displaced, so he was across the street, and there's a gravel lot over there. And alcoholic, morning until he passed out, drinker, and said he wanted my help. Got him into rehab. I think it was his 4th time with me, and it was a Saturday. I see him sitting out, and I remember I walked over and I waved my finger at him. The other guy said, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's not any of your business." I said, "He knows what I'm doing." I said, "If you're serious, you know why I'm shaking my finger at you? You'll see me on Monday." He said, "Yes." So he told me, "I'll meet you then," and we had a plan. Luana Calhoun at West Care, she and I orchestrated this. They were going to do a thing. It was Metro Coordinated and Outreach. She said, "Bring him here. I'll get him into the program." I happened to have my husband with me that day. We go to take him, and he is covered in his own feces, and he'd had a heart attack, stroke. He's a mess. He can't walk. He's got a walker. So I went and I picked him up. I did not want him to miss that opportunity, so literally went out there. I think it was like 3:30 or 4 in the morning, climbed in this sketchy little back alley sort of thing by the 95, and got him out of there and put him in the car. And my husband shouted him to make sure he got where he needed to be. And my husband called me over and said, "You need to come here right now." He said, "There's a problem." And the intake worker was giving him grief. He said, "You know what, we need this spot for somebody else. You've been here, 11, 12 times. This is a waste. Like, why are we wasting our time on you?" And so got in the worker's face and told him, "You know what, you're going to do this today." Again, waved my finger in his face and said, "You're going to take him today." He said, "What makes this different?" I said, "It makes it different because I'm here. He didn't have me before." He said, "What are you going to do different?" I said, "So help me, if I need to show up or call him every day, I will." And every day for the first 30 days, he was in that program I called.
Wow.
And he's still sober to this day. He's wonderful. He's teaching. He has been reunited with his family. He just went to his daughter's. Wedding. It was when he got clean and reconnected with them. It was his first time in 10 years.
Do most of the homeless population, the people that are homeless here, is one of the ways out just having someone that cares,
Absolutely.
That'll help them out?
Absolutely. And that's what my favorite to help are the hardest of the hard, and I've had great success. I don't care if you're on your meds. I don't care if you're cracked out, whacked out, whatever. As long as you're kind and you are a person of your word. They've been so let down by the system or overpromised and underdelivered. And so that is how I train the staff. Don't overpromise. You know, say what you're going to do. And if you can't deliver, just say, hey, you know what, but we'll try to find the answer together. And another thing that we do is we'll sit with them. We'll walk. We won't do the work for you, but we'll go with you. So even if that means sitting for 8 hours, which we've had to do, sitting for 8 hours at an appointment for services, we'll go there and sit with you to make sure that you get it done. So whatever it takes for that person, we'll help you, and then we reward them too, because I believe that's important. Let's praise you for the work that you've done, because you're working hard for us. And so we do Slurpees for success. So every little milestone, whether it's,
awesome.
I had a lady, okay, she's not stripping down and getting naked and get the cops calling her for a week. Great, you get a Slurpee. To ID, to housing. Slurpees for success, and they get so excited, and we get little cards, and you'd be surprised how they'll come back to me and they'll do more because
that
they
would
want their
make me,
Slurpee.
that would motivate me too. Again, it's caradad.com. Is that the
Caradad Charity.
caradadcharity.com is the website. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
taking your
Thank
time,
you for
coming down and
having
seeing us
me.
here, and we really appreciate it. Merideth Spriggs.
Thank you.
Thank you. And coming up in just a moment here, we will have Bart Torres with the entertainment report. And, you know, there's an update. That's what I wanted to talk about, an update with our friend Jay Craddock, who was on, if you missed it, he was on one of our earlier shows here of the Dasco Effect. And he's the guy that is running for the U.S. Senate seat in the state of Nevada. And Jay Craddock was walking 10 miles a day, I think it was. Yeah, 10 miles a day from the Idaho-Nevada border all the way down to southern Nevada. And he's going to continue walking to Laughlin. And so what did we check in? About 2 or 3 months ago when he first started things, and he sounded really fresh and what have you. But we understand now he is at the 95 and Route 266, which is Lida Junction. I can't read my handwriting. And Jay is about 180 miles away. He's walking 10 miles a day still, campaigning for that U.S. Senate seat. So best of luck, and hopefully we'll catch up with Jay when he gets closer to Las Vegas, and he's going to walk all the way to Laughlin, and he's still at it. He's been through snow. Bart Torres is with us, and Jay, man, I feel for that guy. He's been through every element, rain, but he's blisters, still persisting.
Wow, I've got a blister right now. I mean, not to start everything off right, but you talk about things that are,
I mean,
we all have in common.
I've got a blister.
No, but you know, I've got to tell you, hi Rich, how you doing? He owns the whole place right there. Anyway, no, it's
Rich.
great to be here. This is Memorial Day
see you.
weekend,
Good to see
and
you.
I'm craving, and Merideth was a great guest, and what that information was fantastic, and yeah, I mean, everyone should connect, but I am craving Slurpees right now.
Man,
Definitely, it's
if
hot
you
out
own
here.
a 7-Eleven, or if you are someone at Tacos Beer, Tacos, Slurpees, it's my T-shirt. I haven't heard
I
any
like it,
comments
man.
about the T-shirt.
I had mine printed
Tacos,
up too.
beer,
Yeah,
pizza. Oh, you have to go backwards. Pizza, Dasco nap.
it's nice.
That's
It's like a
today's version.
teleprompter on your chest. That's good.
So I wanted to talk to you first of all. We have a columnist here in town.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this.
Oh, we're talking about a columnist that really gets it right. So this is a very interesting story. I
Yeah.
know where you're going. Are you talking
So-
about Mr. Rich and Famous?
Yeah, Mr. Rich and Famous.
Right, Robin Leach.
Right, so what he had said was, after the Drake performance on the hideous Billboard Music Awards, I mean, I used to go to those awards. I used to
I used
be
to see
backstage.
you there.
I
Yeah.
used to hang out.
You used to cause quite a stir. I remember
cause a
this.
stir. I
Yes.
used to hang out. There's a lot of
famous for
artists,
that.
some good friends with
Right.
bands and artists, whatever. I mean, it's really tanked.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's doing their B-side hits. Like, no one, they're not even doing, I mean, I put on Twitter, and it was kind of harsh. I said, we need to say, the Billboard Music Awards ship is sinking. Cue Celine Dion with the Titanic theme.
Oh, nice. That would have been good.
Yeah, but they did. But you did. You performed.
that was nice.
Yeah, the 20th anniversary. So, Mr. Rich and Famous says the Bellagio, after Drake's performance on the fountains, which was spectacular, and they had fireworks and the fountains splashing and all that. It was really an amazing performance. He said that it would be turned into a shopping mall
Right.
after this Drake performance there
So-
on Lake Bellagio. Not so fast. MGM Resorts comes back and says, we have no plan or intention to eliminate the iconic Bellagio fountains. one of the most identifiable tourism landmarks in the world. I can't read the writing.
Now,
they
that's
came
a
back.
quote, I believe.
That's
from
the
their,
quote that they said, and they put that out on social media.
That was from their.
And they didn't have to point any fingers and say who said it. But how could you be this wrong? How could you get this wrong?
This is interesting. There's something we have to figure out here. There's a mystery. Okay. Now I delved into it once I found this out because Robin Leach is known for legitimate information. He doesn't like put stuff out there unless he has a really good source. Now Gordon Absher, the senior VP who made that comment, you know, that's a very MGM sort of like they cleared up the right there. I'm good friends with Gordon, and I can tell you that yeah, he's a straight shooter, of course. But I did some investigation, and I've heard rumors. Okay, now this is on the street, so I can't verify everything, but we have a loose sort of show that I heard that they are going to close down those fountains. They're putting a Walmart on one side, a Big Lots. No, they got this whole idea.
Come on, not the
Big Lots. There's a Dairy Queen. No, I honest to goodness because
a 7-Eleven. We could go get our Slurpees there.
I could give you the list of vendors that have already signed up. Supposedly, again, you know, not verified, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, wouldn't that be maybe it wouldn't be an improvement. I don't know.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
No, I mean, it's a waste of space as far as gambling space goes. But
so I could be wrong.
As far as something iconic that we see in our city, like people go there to see the Bellagio fountains.
Right.
I mean, don't take away everything from the past.
So really, what was Robin saying in detail? You seem to be really in on this story. So was he saying like they were going to really build like a shopping mall?
Yes. He said as soon as this Drake performance is over, sources tell me that they are going to shut down the Bellagio fountains for good. And that's it, and put up a shopping center.
I also heard that they're going to build
But it could eventually happen, which is scary. I mean, it might not be that far removed from the truth.
Well, they closed the pirate show down. You know, that was kind of a shock at one point in time.
And they put
Senior Frogs there, and then, but you know, I mean, I like Senior Frogs, but I don't know if there's any truth to the rumor I heard that they're going to close down that volcano in front of the Mirage and put an Orange Julius in the very top of it. So, but these are all, again, not verified. I'm not coming here as an official source. You hear a lot on the streets, though, in Vegas.
Yeah, you do hear a lot on the streets.
It's a matter of that.
Yes, we hear a lot, but we don't print it.
No, we wouldn't dare do that.
Right. So that
takes a lot of time and effort.
We'll have to keep
do
up
that.
I wonder what the relationship now is like between the rich and famous and the MGM Resorts folks.
I think it's got to be. Robin Leach had to hear that information from a legitimate source.
Right, and
he's a legitimate guy.
Yes,
and MGM's got a great Robin has a very good relationship with most everyone in town.
Sure,
including me. So I say nice things about him as well. No, but he's a great. You learn from this man. He's iconic. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember literally watching the Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. Robin Leach. Right. We're lucky to have him in this town. He's a gem.
Let's talk about some things that are going on in town this weekend. Tomorrow night, there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's crazy.
But tomorrow night, something that our fans should check out. Thursday night is the Epicurean Affair.
Yeah, that's
at the Palazzo.
So
$110 per person,
yeah.
And all of the famous restaurants, eateries in the city are represented. Sure. You could sample food. It's
so great.
You go there and just get stuffed. And
yeah, you go to, like you said, all these great
from
chefs.
7 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, a little slider here, and you're eating sushi, and it's crazy.
For media guys, though, you guys don't pay.
What are you talking about?
Us guys.
Of course we do. I have paid my tickets, and I'm ready to go.
You've gone before? Epicurean?
I have gone before. It's insane.
Very good.
Very good.
And downtown this weekend will be rocking because punk rock bowling's coming back.
That's so cool. Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
punk rock bowling.
I used to sponsor it once upon a time.
Did you
and
really?
Yes, I was we had a bowling team with people that had like rings that went
all the way through.
Yeah. Or just like one big spike through their nose that came.
I knew one of them that had like that thing all the way. Well, that was actually headgear. She had some braces. But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry, but you.
It's fun.
A punk rock bowling. Explain exactly what it is.
So they have I think they still have a bowling tournament by day, and then at night there's all the venues downtown have some big acts. And one of my clients with Universal Music, they are bringing in a band called the Mutants.
Oh, that's
this
cool.
weekend.
I
think it's tomorrow night.
Nice.
At one of the venues downtown. And I mean, anyone in punk rock really gets a chance to let loose and have fun.
Sid Vicious will be there.
Well,
I don't think
Jello Biafro performed one year when I went,
So
it's
this
like,
is it's a real
it's a
really
who's who.
built up.
So what they did was they wanted to do a convention, but not a traditional convention. They said, let's do a bowling convention.
Cool.
And then from the bowling part, punk rock bowling, everything just started to blow up, and they wound up like starting. They used to do it at Sam's Town when they originally started, and then they moved it downtown. It just took it to another level because they use all the venues downtown and all over the place. It's a lot of fun.
That's
It
this
is.
weekend.
And the music's great. The crowd is intimidating if you look at them, but they're not, because everyone is part of this community and everyone's having a good time.
But don't yank on
And
one of their rings.
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
Do not
And I
do
even
that.
I wear
Don't
the
touch
mohawk.
Oh, you
wig.
do? I was wondering because
Yeah.
I never said this to you, Tony, but I always imagined that you may have once been in a punk rock band. I've always had that thought.
No
Now,
mohawk. Could you see
we're
me with a
confirming it
mohawk?
today? Well, I'm going to one this weekend.
Let's talk about some other things some other things going on around the city
Sure,
this weekend.
Sure. What a city. I mean,
I'm just trying. I was just
Crazy
picking
to
out
keep
some
up.
highlights.
good, because
if you're-
I got to share something with you. I have not done my entertainment reports yet. I'm doing it tonight.
I'm
So I don't
giving
even
it to
know.
you.
I don't even
So,
know what's going on this
why don't you
weekend.
lead
This
with
is
punk
not-
rock
It's my
bowling?
job to know what's going
No,
on.
no, no. But I'm giving you your report.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll help
happy
you
to
out
put
there.
that in mentally.
Punk rock bowling will be in Vegas this weekend.
Right.
It's Memorial Day.
Well, I'll put that on for highway radio. We'll do that.
325,000 people plus will be here.
Yeah,
We'll help you out.
I already got that.
Okay.
statistic.
Did you take that?
I'm
I saw
plagiarizing
you
everything.
taking notes
Believe me.
over
It's been
there.
a busy day.
EDM fans have Zed, Cascade, Tiesto, and Calvin Harris. All the heavyweights over at Hakkasan. Wow. If you are like an indie rock fan, Band of Horses are in town on Friday. That's a very good band to go
cool.
see.
Nice.
Over at the Cosmopolitan, and Foster the People.
Nice. I love
will
those
be there.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they actually started, there at the Cosmopolitan before
that's
they
really
blew up.
interesting. They're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Wow.
back in the day,
Yeah.
at that little bar downstairs.
That's wild in the
The
chandelier.
the booking stage.
yeah,
Do you remember the booking stage?
Yeah.
So one night we went in there and people said, you have to see Foster the People. And go in there, and they blew the doors off the place, packed to the hilt, and then next thing you know, they're top
Showbiz
40
wonders.
success, a one-hit wonder, and now they're making sort of a comeback.
That's awesome.
You have Celine over at Caesar's Palace on a larger scale, and there's a lot of stuff
I
going
heard
on.
Celine's house that she has her own water park at her house.
Where is her house? It's at Lake Las
I
Vegas.
heard it's Lake Las Vegas,
Yeah.
out near Henderson,
Yeah.
near Lake
I-
Mead,
I've
which
been
has
around
got to
there.
be. Well, isn't that one of the best?
I've never seen I've been around there, and I've never
Never seen
I've
a
never
water
seen
park?
a water park. No.
Well, you have to look over all the fences. You have
I
to
saw.
really dig in.
Well, wasn't she sponsored by Chrysler? I saw a Chrysler.
oh,
in the
see,
track.
and there you go. All right.
It looked like the
Our
the
brush with
all-American
stars here in
the
Vegas.
all-American dream.
Yeah.
There's a
That
beer
Lake Las
festival.
Vegas.
Yeah,
Before
go
we,
ahead.
that's a hell of a place. That
It's,
lake,
it's awesome.
that
Like when they
doesn't
have
feel-
those wine walks out there, and last weekend they had dragon boat racing out there.
Look at you. You didn't tell me that. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
dragon-
know that too. I should have told people about that.
You could do last week's report.
Okay, this week. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay. Dragon boat racing.
But the city is unbelievable.
So much going on.
The energy in the town
Oh, yeah.
on Memorial Day weekend.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and literally though, like it's the only weekend where I've seen people wheelchaired into clubs rather than wheelchaired out because they spent all day at the pool. They don't know how to stay hydrated.
Right.
They just get whacked out drunk, and then they try to go to the nightclub.
Well, if
It's a
you're
disaster.
gonna partake, the big rule in Vegas. We've all learned it the hard way. Is you don't get completely wasted during the day. If you do that, you're just ruining your trip.
Yeah.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself. Yeah. A little PSA. New T-shirt. Dasco PSA.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe for the. Did you go see Journey?
Oh,
the
Journey, I did.
residency?
Yeah, they're fantastic. I've seen them before, but of course, at the Hard Rock, very intimate show compared to like if you're at an arena show.
Yeah.
And they sound actually spectacular. And they're the only band I know that pulled it off by, replacing an iconic lead singer. I mean, you can't get better than Steve Perry.
Yeah.
Right? Is it Steve Perry?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Joe Perry. That's Aerosmith, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, Steve Perry, but he was the sound. But this new guy they got is phenomenal. I should know his
We
name.
should still
I'm
call
an
him the new
entertainment
guy.
director. I
He's-
was.
I know, no, it's
before the
okay.
show.
No, yeah.
But he's great.
You'll get it right by your report tomorrow.
No, exactly.
You'll have everything dialed in.
Exactly. Right.
Also, going back to the hideous Billboard Music Awards, so I had seen reports that Imagine Dragons were going to do a special tribute set for Chris Cornell, like last minute, and they wound up just doing a moment of silence.
You know what I bet?
For Chris Cornell
I bet they couldn't pull it together that quick. Just of such a big show.
I just think they ran out of gas.
pacing and,
So
you know.
backstage, so the best award show that I've ever seen live in this city, Country Music Awards. It just blows everything else away. They're organized backstage. The artists are easier to deal with. Everyone, is in sync. There's no like last minute, hissy fits where people are backing out. Less divas, all those elements. And then it is the tightest show that you've seen. Billboard, on the other hand, they have some issues, like literally, because they always have had people back out. Everyone is like backstage, like putting it together last minute. Like, hey, well, I could see that. I could see maybe they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
That could very well be the case. But, that's the one thing that, really fell short. And they got me. They got me with that hook because I was watching until that point.
You wanted to see that.
And then I started
right,
throwing things at the TV. I was so
Right.
mad.
Oh, now is your TV okay?
TV's fine.
Okay, good, because
Yeah, it was on the injured list for a couple of days there.
That's good. That's good.
There's a new artist, Lucas Graham, will be at the Hard Rock this weekend.
Right. Very
So-
nice.
So that's a good show to check out.
Absolutely. Hard Rocks has a very diverse entertainment schedule right now. They truly do. I mean, they've got all
Incubus
these.
is coming.
Incubus
is
to
coming,
Hard Rock as well.
Yeah, for residency in October. But
See,
go
look
ahead.
at that.
Yeah.
So, no, it is amazing to see how diverse and they have that incredible in-house show too, Raiding the Rock Vault, which is a must-see.
How many times have you seen it now?
I've seen it probably. Well, I saw it last night. I'm seeing it tomorrow,
Come on.
and then I'm seeing it all weekend.
No, seriously.
So, and then.
What?
I
No,
don't
seriously.
know.
I know.
But a lot.
I
But
know.
it's a great show.
Every
And then-
time I talk to
and-
Bart, he's like, "I'm at the show at the Hard Rock."
Oh yeah, that's it. And then.
Are you going to join the band?
Now I'm playing. I actually am. I'm playing the thimble or not the thimble.
thimble.
The cymbal. The
Oh, the
thimble.
cymbal.
The thimble. We're gonna sew. I'll be sewing back there. No, but I am gonna play with the band. I'm gonna play the.
Instead of us doing this from now on, we're doing the thimble.
No, I'm gonna
it.
figure something out.
It'll catch on.
But I appreciate you mentioning that. And then I'm going to also. No, what were we talking? Oh, but Hard
What were
Rock's
we talking
also
about?
Hard Rock. The lineup.
Yeah.
So they've got that great show. And then they've got Magic Mike, which is where all the ladies are going. You see all that, and like you see
I see it
billboards
on- I see
everywhere.
it on Instagram
Bachelor
every day.
parties. Oh, it's
Every
like,
day.
Haven't seen that one yet. I probably won't, but
You might get mauled. Don't wear your do not wear your Journey shirt in there.
Yeah, well,
A lot of Journey fans, I have a feeling.
They probably are. Yeah, this is very timely right now. This is a timely shirt to be wearing here.
They go, "Hey, I just came from the Journey show. This is awesome."
Well, my Grateful Dead shirt was in the wash, so we're wearing
That's
Journey
awesome.
today. Anyway.
Yeah. Any other tips for this weekend?
I haven't given one tip the entire day.
Yeah, no. Any other tips? Okay. Any tips? Wait,
I
haven't
will
given
give a
tips.
tip.
Go
Don't
ahead.
pay $20 for a drink in Las Vegas. In fact, pay 99 cents for a delicious margarita that is really fantastic, and you'll pay 99 cents, and I'm going to tell you what to do. And it has salt on it. It's got plenty of it's really a strong one. I'm going to tell you. And it'll give you a brain freeze, and you can get them at all stations casinos. They don't advertise this. You need to walk up to the bar and say, "Hey, Bart told me about the 99-cent margarita." And they just make it all up for you right there.
Yeah, and this was just in on social media. MGM Resorts just had a statement that said, "We have no plan or intention of lowering our prices to 99 cents."
Did they? What are you
No,
doing?
I'm just making, come on, I got you there.
99 cents, right? I mean, yeah, that's really good. But no, it's true. So you can get that available 24/7, even Memorial Day weekend. Inside tip from me to you. And I think on that, that you can if you want the ultimate, in my mind, just feeling of power, you get the margarita, and then you go walk into the Mexican restaurant carrying it in, and you go have a nice meal. Because the margaritas in there are for like $15.
You're the reason we
I
pay
just
for
saved you
parking.
$14.
You're the
people.
reason we have to pay for parking right here. This guy.
That's good stuff.
No backpacks allowed on the strip now
I
for
heard
this big
that.
holiday
Yeah.
weekend.
It's about
But
time. Why does
that's-
anyone need a backpack on the strip? Come on.
You don't need
what
a
are you? You're not
backpack.
living there. You're walking on the
Right,
strip. Carry a
right.
bottle of water.
And then
call it a day.
no big bags for the women or guys that carry,
No big bags on women. What did you say?
Yeah, no big bags.
Oh, I didn't misheard that.
And
You
then
can't
no
carry-
coolers on the strip, which
That
I
ma-
think, again, when you check in,
That doesn't apply in
They should
Laughlin,
tax-
though.
you
I want
should
to
have
point
to
out
pay-
Laughlin you can bring coolers.
you should have to pay extra, a tax, for bringing your own cooler into a hotel.
Well, no, I've heard you say that before. I like
Yeah.
that. We'll talk about that. But I just want to mention in Laughlin,
Uh-huh.
90 miles away near the river, I see people wearing coolers as necklaces. Everyone has a cooler. If you don't have a cooler, you don't fit in. In fact, this Journey shirt fits in really well. Anyway,
Yeah, so no, I mean,
That's a good idea.
but why?
The cooler.
Why can't we close it down for this weekend? You know, shut down the strip like we do.
Oh, like no cars or anything?
Yeah, I think just shut
I'll
it down.
tell you why.
Well, I know
Because it's 112.
Okay,
But that might be an issue.
but people still okay. So we go out when it's freezing cold on New
Right.
Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not a lot of fun because you go outside,
Yeah.
the ball drops, and then you run back inside.
No,
right?
they won't let you back in.
Yeah. And you get locked out because you're not staying at that hotel.
They're maxed
Go
out,
try-
yeah.
But like, why not open it at a time of the year where we can enjoy the weather? It's okay. It's going to be 100 degrees,
Well, yeah, it's not-
but it's still, you know, it's a lot nicer. And I think it would be, you know, you could have bars set up outside and set up bands and have all sorts of entertainment. And I still say, and you know, the county commissioner, Larry Brown, said no way, no way. But I still believe someday they're going to shut down the strip and make it like a pedestrian mall.
Really interesting.
I believe so. He said no way.
Well, you get creative.
If you have a different way where people could come in and park and enter your casinos, then perhaps. But I
Several-
said it's going to be fenced in too.
Oh, interesting. So you've thought this out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to add to that, if they did like several zip lines and then airships, you know, like the blimps of the old days, you know, they just float in and out.
Zip lines.
Well, there's a way to distribute people onto that strip without cars.
Give us a plug for your radio gig that you haven't planned out yet. So that's Friday night. I keep thinking
Friday night.
again. People just do not work here in Las Vegas.
No.
When like they shut it down, I cannot reach people. Like starting this past Monday, like good thing my clients are out of town because I can't reach people.
Well-
like starting this past Monday, they're like, it's Memorial Day weekend.
But I was going to say, if this continues 2 weeks from now, you need to reassess what's going on with you.
Oh, they start to fall off the map here.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Maybe
just-
it's me.
Yeah, no, I just think that like Memorial Day weekend, absolutely everything's just maxed out.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's great, though.
It's a great time.
It's the best time.
It's a very celebratory time. And I just hope I hope that everyone remembers what Memorial Day is really all about. There's actually a meaning in back of it, and it's not just about getting wasted in Vegas. But you know, we're here, so
Yeah.
I guess that's.
So Friday night,
Oh, Friday night. Okay, Friday night we got this show.
Highway Radio.
Highway Radio Group. That's what we're going by now. We have some
That's a new
owners.
name.
Yeah.
That's something new
Yeah,
since our last
group
show.
on there. That's kind of special. There's 7 stations, and for Friday night, coming in from SoCal, 7 to 10 p.m., my show, Las Vegas Connection, where you're on the Vegas A-list. I'm going to juice you in completely. This week, we've had a really interesting guest. Fascinating. We also have a big name. We're going to have Ralphie May, our comedian Ralphie May, who's awesome at Harrah's. He's a good pal of mine as well and doing excellent center strip in his residency. But the other guest we have, very fascinating for gamblers that are heading to Las Vegas, okay? This is if you play in the resorts, which many of my listeners do. This gentleman you don't want to miss. His name's Craig Shacklett. He has a company called youarecomped.com. And youarecomped.com is basically a casino host for every casino, not every casino, I shouldn't say, but for many casinos around the world, including right here in Las Vegas. And he's going to explain his company. It's absolutely free to sign up. And what he does, what Craig does, is he basically finds out where you play, you know, asks you where you play right now. And he, instead of you having to go prove yourself to other casinos, let's say you play at the Wynn or the Venetian, and you're like, but I'd always wanted to play at Caesars, but I don't want to go prove myself and have to play like, several $100s a day or well, he's come up with a system where they'll evaluate where you're at right now. Let's say you're at the Wynn or wherever it is, the Venetian. They'll take a look where you're at. He will then translate that information to all kinds of casinos around the world. They will start dumping in offers to know that you're a good player, so you don't have to prove yourself. So it's really cool. You can check it out, youarecomped.com. I really like this service. It's a great idea, genius idea.
But you can't ask him for a comp on Memorial Day weekend.
There you go. Don't call him this weekend, whatever you do.
Hey,
call Tony.
A little birdie told me something about your entrance into this building tonight, about being inducted into some
Oh my gosh.
Hall of Fame.
Yes. I
Come
am
on.
so honored right now. Now you're starting to make me sweat. Gee whiz.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're honored to be right here because Rich's entire studios are right here at the Nevada Broadcasters Association. And I've been nominated for, or inducted, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I got the
Thimbles,
notice.
or whatever.
So, it's the Nevada Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
That's awesome.
And I think that it's significant for me. I mean, people are like, yeah, it's like, I was in the Cub Scouts, whatever. But it's very significant.
That's awesome.
Because
Congratulations.
you have to be, You have to have been broadcasting for over 20 years to qualify, and 5 of those years has to be in Nevada. And I've been broadcasting for 23 years in Nevada and California, straight, like with no break, with no vacation.
No vacation. No.
Thanks for bringing that up. I literally just
Yes,
found out about that right
congratulations.
now.
I
Thank
know.
you very much.
I want to break the news. That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
So, and then just one other programming note coming up. So next week in this time slot here on shootsandgoogles.com and also on YouTube. Next week in this slot, Nina Radetich will do her show as usual. And then Nina's taking the summer off
Nice.
and doing stuff that we should be doing and having fun, right?
Like living a real life.
Yeah, whatever that means. And then
exactly.
after that, we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis throughout the summer.
That's incredible.
So I hope you're as prepared in
Tonight?
subsequent weeks
Yes.
as you
I
are
always,
tonight.
I always prepare.
No, it was awesome. Thank
No,
you
but
so
I do.
much.
I,
It's great.
You know, I
No,
always
it's
prepare.
fine.
No, because you
Well,
always
said
have
you
all
weren't.
this stuff on your
I have
paper.
notes. Yes, I got notes upon notes and scribbles. And
No backpacks.
that I covered. No backpacks. Chris Cornell. That's all I can see.
Great. I love it.
Thanks again.
You're the
Thanks so much.
greatest. Thank you. Tony.
Thanks, man.
And you do a great service here with your show too. I got to say, because not just having a bonehead like me on, but I mean, you really do reach out to the
We have so much
community and
fun.
do some good stuff.
We have a
That's
great
good.
time. We do. Thanks
then
so
you
much.
have superficial Bart to close it out. Thanks, guys.
With his Journey shirt.
Yeah. Grateful Dead next week. We're doing
Good
it.
to see you, man.
All right, brother.
Meredith Spriggs, thank you so much for joining us. Again, caridadcharity.com to find out any information that is out there about their service, what they provide for our homeless here in Las Vegas, and that was really very informative. Thanks so much for joining us, Meredith Spriggs. For Bart, Rich Giacovino.
Rich
our-
Giacovino, yes.
The Giacovino of all trades.
Giacovino of all
Yeah.
trades.
Thanks so much again, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks right back here. Good night, everyone.
Good night.